A very warm good morning to everyone taking part in this sixth day of 7-day Faculty Development Program FDP. I am Mahima Kumari. It is my great pleasure and honored to host this 7-day International Faculty Development Program. And I would like to thank our principal for giving me this opportunity. Honorable Chief Patron, Mr. Manish Kumar Kapsime, Chairman, Grizzly College of Education. Honorable Patron, Mr. Avinash Kumar Seth, Secretary, Grizzly College of Education. Honorable Patron, Dr. Sanjita Kumari, Deputy Director, Grizzly College of Education. Honorable Speaker, Dr. Nabin Thakur, Honorable Convener, Professor Dr. B.C. Swain, Principal, Grizzly College of Education. I, on behalf of Grizzly College of Education, welcome the teacher educators, principals, teachers, and participants from all over the globe in this 7-day International Faculty Development Program on teaching pedagogy, recent trends in teaching learning process. Grizzly College of Education was founded in 2009 with the visionary and wise guidance of the Honorable Mr. Avinash Kumar Seth and the Honorable Mr. Manish Kumar Kapsime to provide quality teacher education. The college was recently accredited by the NAC under the supervision of Honorable Deputy Director Dr. Sanjita Kumari and collaborated with many esteemed organizations. Now, I would like to request our Honorable Convener, Professor B.C. Swain, to welcome the dignitaries. Thank you.
Good morning to all those participating in this international faculty development program. Esteemed Chief Patron, Mr. Manish Kumar Kapsime, Chairman, Vigil College of Education. Esteemed Patron, Mr. Avinash Kumar Seth, Secretary, Vigil College of Education. Esteemed Patron, Dr. Sanjita Kumari, Deputy Director, Vigil College of Education. Esteemed Speaker, Dr. Anand Thakur, I welcome Navin Thakur. I welcome all participants from India and abroad on behalf of the organizing committee of this International Faculty Development Program on teaching pedagogy, recent trend in teaching learning process. Grizzly College of Education is an institute of repute established under the visionary and the prolific guidance of Mr. Avinash Kumar Seth and Mr. Manish Kumar Kapsime, which has been imparting quality teacher education since 2009. I am fortunate enough to have honorable guest of honor, Dr. Nabin Thakur, Assistant Professor, St. Xavier's Autonomous College, Kolkata. A brilliant scholar and academician, has more than 12-year experience and published many papers and edited books. Dr. Thakur delivers lecture, talk in different seminar, conference, and workshops. He worked as editor and reviewer in 7 international Scopus Index journal. We feel it a privilege to have him in our midst for this international faculty development program. Thank you so much, sir, for your gracious presence. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time for a brief discussion about FDP. Faculty Development Program FDP aims at equipping teachers with skills and knowledge that are essential for inculcating professional values in students and guiding and monitoring their progress towards professional career. It aims to focus on different modes of approaches in order to meet the professional challenges of life in order to become not merely a trained professional but also a better citizen. FDP helps the capacity enhancement and continuous knowledge upgradation training program for people working in different capacities and roles. These programs build research, training, and administration competence for holistic development of teachers. The Grizzly College of Education always takes initiatives and enhances the abilities of faculty. Faculty development should be at the heart of any higher education institution in order to foster a productive culture. Now it's time to invite the one who is Assistant Professor, St. Xavier Autonomous College, Kolkata, a brilliant scholar and academician, has more than 12 years experience, published many papers and edited books. He worked as editor and reviewer in 7 international Scopus Index journals. It is my privilege and honored to please invite on screen Dr. Naveen Thakur. So you are not audible.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Right now you are audible.
Thank you. Thank you for a brief introduction.
My pleasure, sir.
I'm really lucky enough to become the part of this endeavor. It's an
Me too,
honor
sir.
to me. It's an honor to me for becoming the part of this faculty development program. In this regard, I'm cordially extending my gratitude before the principal of this college, Riji College of Education, Jhumri Kodarma, Jharkhand, along with the organizer. In order to success this venture, I would like to congratulate all the resource person who had already delivered their speech and lecture, along with the secretary of this college, Mr. Avinash Kumar Seth, the chairman of this college, Mr. Manish Kumar Kapsing, and deputy director, Dr. Sanjita Kumari Madam. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. And finally, I would like to convey my heartfelt thanks to the taskmaster of this program, Professor Dr. B.C. Schweitzer, Principal. Thank you once again. In this FGP, I would like to continue my views and ideas with regard to the experimental and experiential learning in terms of exploring the knowledge, exploring the skill, along with exploring the values. So let's begin. Is my screen visible? Hello? Hello?
Sir, your screen is clearly visible, sir.
Excuse me. Could you please confirm whether my screen is visible or not?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible, sir.
Okay, thank you. Well, now my topic is based on this faculty development program, the experiential learning, exploring the knowledge, exploring the skill, and exploring the values. We will talk about experiential learning. So before talking all these aspects, we can quote a Confucius statements. Those he said in 40, 50, 450 BC. So during that time, he simply quoted like one statements or quotation that is very famous, and we all know that. He said I hear, I forget. I see, I remember. I do, and I understand. So this last phrase also is telling something. If we do, then according to the doing or according to the Hanok experiences, we can understand better way. So to concretize or to develop the abstract idea about the particular concept, or in order to get the mastery learning, the doing approach is very important, because already national education policy 2020 also quoted like the basic paradigm shift from content understanding to concept understanding. So earlier people was focusing about the content understanding, but now the people are very much concerned about conceptual understanding, and this conceptual understanding only can be occur when people will go for hand-on experiences related learning. So hello, I'm Dr. Novin Thakur, and I will go and explain about the remaining part related to my speech. Well, now when we'll talk about the teaching learning process through experiential learning, so before entering into the process of experiential learning, I would like to share some common views. So there are three common views that the teachers are to follow during the teaching learning process. As you know, in that case, teaching as a transmission. The teaching as a transmission, teaching as a transaction, and teaching as a transformation. Those it is quoted by the Miller in 1996. In that case, if I take the first component, in that case, the teaching as transmission means is a kind of transferring the knowledge. Basically, what we are doing from the perspective of teaching as a transmission, where the teaching is the act of transmitting knowledge from one teacher head to the students head. It means the transfer of knowledge from one individual to another individual. Those is a teacher-centric approaches, but the knowledge being delivered or knowledge is delivered or distributed by the teachers, and that means here teachers is a distributor of knowledge. Now here you can see easily the how the teacher is how here the teachers is distributing the knowledge before the others individual. The similarly, if I talk about the second approaches, in that approaches it is talking about the teaching as transaction. The here basically we are talking about how we are connecting, how we're connecting our knowledge. We're teaching our topic, but we're not being able to connect that topic with our day-to-day life experiences. If I'm teaching a topic of, or if a teachers teach a topic and fail to connect the knowledge, then there will be no need of the topic. There's no need of delivering the concept. From the perspective of teaching as transaction, The teaching as a process of like creating a situation where the students are able to interact with the material, that means the content which are to be learned, in order to concretize the knowledge, in order to develop the skill along with the values. And these approaches gives birth to the component or to the phenomena. That phenomena can be considered as a constructivism. So everywhere we are simply trying to focus about the aspect where the doing approaches is there. So when we will talk about the constructivism, that means here the knowledge is constructed by the student due to certain aspect, by taking the certain ideas. So where the knowledge is constructed by the students as they connect their past knowledge and experiences with the new information. The simple example I just want to tell you: one boy went to the saloon with his sorry, with his father. In that time, hello, am I audible now? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So in that case, what is happening? One day, one boy went to the saloon with his father, and when he sat into the saloon, he started to count like mere ek papa, mere do papa, mere teen papa, mere char papa. Like this way, he started to count. So now thing is that how come these type of approaches enter into the mind of the individual? He started to count like how can I, and how come I see my papa in different number. So this is the aspect where the students or individual can construct their own idea, and based on that, this idea later on they will convert into the reflection. So this is how the concept can be transact into the different situation. So how we are processing and how we are connecting our knowledge with a different type of aspects. And finally, if I talk about the teaching as transformation, is nothing is a kind of changes. What changes we can incorporate after providing the different type of knowledge, either in the terms of teaching as transmission, the teaching as transaction, or teaching as transformation. The transformation means here the teaching is done to change the students' cognitive level, students' emotional level, students' social abilities, social thought process, intuitive power, creativity, spiritual and others behavior. So how we are transforming their thought process, how we are transforming the concept to apply in their day-to-day life in a different way, and how they would change or they will shape their behavior in a different way. So here we can say like a holistic development can be addressed by the help of this transformation approach. However, so once we will talk about all this aspect, so all these phenomena can be done by the help of approach which is known as experiential learning. So for this learning is concerned, the experiential learning is nothing, is a kind of process of learning by doing. It's a process of learning by doing And this process also can be nomenclated by uh, like uh, uh, our new policy. And our new policy also nomenclated this experiential learning in the form of philosophy and methodology. The policy itself coded like this is a kind of methodology, and everywhere we can incorporate this methodology to clarify the concept about the topic. Now, this methodology can be incorporated in a different field. It is not only applicable for the science-based education or science subject. Rather, in case of the language, in case of social science, in other subject, everywhere we can fit this component. You can fit this strategy. In this case, the different type of educator or teacher engage with their students by direct experiences. We can say like how the teachers are, in this case, how the teachers simply engaging his students by doing some activities. And in this case, we can easily see the how students are doing by their own way after getting their primary idea from their teachers. And here we can see learning how the learning is happening in the form of doing. Here the students can learn what is cycle, how it is uh, moving from one place to the another place, how the cycle is working. Now how does it work? So every concept they are transforming in a day-to-day life situation. Now in that case, the experience in learning help to understand the students knowledge. It's help to develop the students ideas, students skill, and clarify the values about the different thing. So once we'll talk about the experiential learning, we cannot discard the things which are quite pertinent. The experiential learning is also referred as the learning through action, learning through action, learning through experience, and learning through discovery along with the exploration. And similarly, we can also address how the learning also creates some crucial aspect in our teaching learning process. Is a help to connect our theoretical knowledge along with the practical knowledge, because hand-on experiences is happening. And this learning concept is not new for the classroom situation, either in the terms of school level or college level or university level. This is not a completely new terms, because already in 17th century John Dewey, then in 18th century the Carl Roger, and in our present century already David Cobb already stated about the experiential learning in their own way. But a basic or theme of their statement was simply confined with the experiential learning. Whereas the Kolb already said the how the experiential learning can be done and what are the different type of cycles are there. So according to Dewey, if I code, according to the Dewey, he said experiential education which not only focus about the problem solving and critical thinking, rather it's a help to destroy the level of memorization and rote learning process from the mind of the learner. To figure out the entire aspect of the experiential learning, NEP, National Education Policy 2020, already coded so many things. I just want to tell you the in quotation like in all the stages, experiential learning will be adopted, including hands-on experiences, art integrated, sports integrated education, storytelling based pedagogy, along other subjects. It means this our new policy not only telling to club the entire subject in the form of experiential learning, rather it is also telling about different type of evaluation process can also be done by the help of the experiential learning, where the teacher and students both will get the experiences, and assessment of learning, assessment as a learning, and assessment for learning, everything will be incorporated through the help of this experiential learning. So these experiential learning can be considered as a good approach for teaching learning process. Finally, I can say this experiential learning, that means you can say the heart of the experiential learning is a process. This process can be considered as a heart of the experiential learning. It means here the process is very important. If I see the Bloom taxonomy, let's say revised Bloom taxonomy, I will we will find knowledge domain. So if you consider the law knowledge domain, in that times we will find four different type of knowledge, like how the factual knowledge is helping us to construct the knowledge, conceptual knowledge, and procedural knowledge, along with the metacognitive knowledge. Here, the procedural knowledge means how the things will process. See, this procedural knowledge also telling how you will be doing this. If I take the example like photosynthesis in my in science-based subject, so in that case, the teachers will teach the topic like photosynthesis. The different type of fact and information will be shared by the teachers, and that will be the factual knowledge. And based on these facts, some concept will be provided, how it is happening, what the components will be required, and the process will be required. But when the teachers will come to say the entire mechanism and how it is happening, how the photosynthesis is done, whether it will during the sunlight it is required, or without sunlight photosynthesis can be occurred. So this entire aspect can also be addressed by the help of process, if teachers will say how it is happening with the hand experiences, because a lot of practicals are there. So by using the practical approaches before the students not only gather the information, rather they will settle down the information in their permanent memory. Like this way, they will develop the metacognitive knowledge as well. They will reflect their knowledge in different field. So it means that this experiential learning help the students to construct joyful learning. Here the students get a lot of liberty, freedom, and we can also consider like a democratic learning can also be focused by the help of this type of learning. So these entire things also address like paradigm shift of the education process, like content understanding to concept understanding. So this is how the entire process, entire things can be created by the help of experiential learning. When we will talk about the steps or experiential learning, then without telling the aspect of call, we cannot complete our this experiential learning. So when we'll talk about the experiential learning, then definitely we will follow the aspect of David Kolb's theory. In his theory, he simply classified the learning style into different categories. He said the learning category can be addressed by the by two ways. Like one is concrete to abstract, where the grasping abilities of the learners will be the prime aspect. And similarly, he also classified the things like active to reflective. The information will be gathered and how it will be transformed from one head to the another head. That also be the matter of concern for this type of learning. And he simply considers his learning cycle in four different way. A first aspect he said like a concrete experience, then how the concrete experiences or learning will be there, and after that how the reflective observation will be reflected to construct abstract concept, and finally how the people or students will go for the active experimentation. So these are four steps that he addressed in his learning cycle. If I follow his learning cycle, so his learning cycle will be look like that. Now here we can see some matrix. Within this matrix, he tried to address like experience, grasping, transforming, and the again experiences. So how these I can say like this experience, grasping or receiving information, then how it is transforming and exploration. So how these things occurs in his theory, in his this learning cycle. He said like concrete experience. First aspect is a concrete experience. The concrete experience is a completely sorry is completely dependent. He said this aspect completely depending upon the feeling. If I see, and after feeling, and if the information will be received, then based on the information the person can do. So if I make a crisscross, like feeling with the doing and feeling with watching. So initially observation, and after observation doing something, that is very much important. So learning style he simply coded like accommodation. So how the accommodation will be there when the concrete experience will be gathered. In that time learners will find out the different type of concept, and in case of the first stage of this cycle, he simply tried to say like the learner get the ideas and they try to encounter a new experiences or reinterpret the existing experiences based on the past experiences. It means they try to accommodate. It means existing. If I follow the schematic theory, the schematic theory in his theory, he also addressed like accommodation. The existing schema when will be changed. That means existing knowledge will be changed in the new knowledge. So that is called accommodation. So here the information will be accommodated. It describes the hand-on experiences that the learners learn. In this case, the learners try new thing, they face problem, because also it is a kind of problem solving approaches where the problem will be there before the students and they will try to solve their problem. So this is a kind of facing of the problem, and students simply they can step out from the problem into the comfort zone. So here basically the feeling also uh, compile with the doing, and based on the doing the accommodation is occurring. Now, in case of that, this like concrete experience is followed by the another approach of this cycle is reflective observation. So, reflective observation, once we will talk. So, in that case, second aspect, first one is this one, second one is reflective observation. So here the reflective observation means simply it is talking about the how critically the individual will observe the particular things. Is simply it is concerned about the critically observation or critical observation. The concrete experience is showing how the people or students will gather the information, and this reflective observation is showing how superficially and or sometimes critically the people will observe. In this case, the learners reflect the experiences on personal basis, how they have observed and what they have observed. Here the learners get to reflect on what went right and what went wrong, and what could be improved about the particular loophole areas. Without a reflective observation, students won't be able to get their loophole to improve themselves in a particular area. So for that, the specific feeling and watching, that means observation and feeling both are required. The feeling cordially and very superficially, or with the base concentration. By keeping the basic concentration, we have to observe. So critical observation is very important according to his theory. And now reflective observation also followed by the another aspect that is called abstract conceptualization. So these abstract conceptualization only happen when assimilation will be there. The assimilation means here the assemble, the matching the concept, when the concept, different concept will be gathered by the learner, and where the teachers will help them. And ultimately, the teachers, based on the teachers' approaches, the students will try to match the knowledge which already there in their mind, the schematic knowledge and new knowledge what they are receiving from the different sources. So when they will receive, then only the abstract approaches will be generated. So abstract conceptualization comes after the reflection observation, in which the learners form a new ideas based on that, and modifies their existing ideas into the abstract idea, and based on the reflective reflection rising from the reflective observation. This is a time. This is a time, or we can say this is a specific time, the prime time for planning and brainstorming to get the success by the learner. And finally, he simply assembled another aspect that is called active experimentation. So these active experimentation is depending upon the how they will think and do. So here, the critical observation also does matter. This last approaches, that is the active experimentation stage, is where the learners applies the new ideas. In this phase, the learners not only get the experiment or not only involve themselves in a different type of experiment with their ideas, but also apply their ideas to see what will happen or what is happening. That means they are involving themselves by doing something new. Maybe they will get success, maybe they'll get they'll be fail in their particular aspect. But the failure and success, both approaches will give them idea about the particular concept. If they fail to achieve a particular experimentation of, or if they fail to get some information from the sources that they wanted to get, then from that experiences, from that failure experiences, they will also gather some information, and that information will help them to overcome the failure that they had earlier. So these approaches also is a kind of second time or is a kind of kinds of experiment. And this second type of experience became the concrete experience for beginning the new cycle or beginning the first stage. If it see, so it is helping to move into the new cycle. So this is how he said how the experience and learning can be run or can be occurred in cyclic way. Now, if I talk about how the things are happening, what are the different type of forms are there about the experiential learning, the different things we can take into consideration, like simulation. Through simulation, we can address the experiential learning. If you see these pictures, then here we can see how the simulation is going on, how the simulation is being done. The basically the real things will be occurred in an artificial situation. The students or individual will learn how the things can be overcome. So through simulation, we can also focus about the experiential learning. That information they can gather by the help of different type of experiences. And second approaches or second forms or next forms also can be considered as an internship. We know nowadays internship is very important. Through internship, the students can learn different type of ideas. This is not only applicable for the BA type of training or teachers training program. Rather, this internship also can be there for the learners who are from class 6 to 12, and this is also addressed by the national our this policy, National Education Policy 2020. This policy also addressed like students must go for the internship period if they are in the zone of vocational education, and this vocational education can also be afflicted by the help of the internship process. And the students who are from 6 to 12 all can participate in internship program. And where also NEP 2020 said the in order to get the internship program, or in order to involve the students in the internship program, holiday also you can include. By this way, not only they will gather the information, rather they would get the lot of ideas how to cope up the situation. Similarly, case study, when the students will involve in different type of case study related aspect, they will get the knowledge. You see, if I take the example of the BEd students or teachers training program, where we are indulging our students in a case study program, where some case being offered or case being given to the student teacher. That means here the BEd students, and they try to solve and try to get the proper ideas about the case study, because it's become the hand-on experiences. And when they will be in a school, definitely they will find out the cases, and according to the aspect, they will try to solve or try to follow up the problem what he or she faced or she will be facing in the classroom situation. And similarly, then and the Next approach like role playing. You can see this picture here. The students are participating in role play. You see, you can see like one student is trying to check the one student's health. Another is trying to prescribe something. So this is how role play can be done, where the students will participate in different role, and based on this participation, they will also inculcate some motivational things to become a doctor, to become a like a nurse, like, and how the health and hygiene can be a part of the good aspect for the healthy life, that also can be addressed by conducting all this type of program. And because here the hand-on experiences the students can get. And another aspect like the service learning. You see in these pictures where I have tried to collect some pictures where the service learning is occurring. Here the service learning means the dignity of the labor about the particular aspect. Each and every students will participate in different type of activities, and based on these activities they will learn how to keep our environment healthy. If I follow the national curriculum framework 2005, and this curriculum also said like we have to connect our knowledge away from the textbook, and it will be the beyond the barrier. So barrier must not be there. So if I take our students outside of the school to get the knowledge, to get the life knowledge, then only, not only they will learn the good things, rather they will experience, they will get the experiences in different way. Another way like cooperative learning. The cooperative learning, collaborative learning, and like peer learning, these things also help the students to learn the good things in their own subject. If the teachers frame a situation about the cooperative learning, then what will happen? Here the cooperation and coordination, both things will be there, and ultimately each and every students will learn by their own way. If I see the pictures, then one girls is trying to give some idea to this boy. Like this way, they are trying to understand what is there in the topic. So here, this cooperative learning not only help to develop the cooperation, rather, different type of values, and how to make it clear the idea of the concept, that can be also there, because of values and in terms of cooperation, we can nurture by the help of the cooperative education or cooperative learning. And such sensitivity training also can be there in a school level. See, nowadays there is a problem of abuse. Many times we see in a newspaper like how the girls are abused, or how the boys are abused by the different type of member uh, of the school or from the society. If the teachers come forward to share the ideas, what is good touch, what is bad touch, and how the students will feel someone is not good, or there is a good and bad approaches, can also be addressed by the help of hand-on experiences. Through practicability, the students or the, learner, basically who are adolescents, they'll come to know whose intention is correct and whose intention is not correct at all. So through the bad touch and good touch, the learner can also learn the good ideas about the society. And through gaming, the students also can learn. Nowadays different type of games are there. Based on the game, the students can learn different type things, like sometimes like teachers are teaching like reproduction. So through gaming, they can also learn how the reproduction is happening. Through the game, the student also can learn like how environment can be protected. Similarly, another approach like clinical education. So we have come across such a bad situation like a danger virus that is called COVID virus, the coronavirus. So where we came to know how it is creating problem in our body. So in order to eradicate the problem that students might face, if we could give the idea how to keep yourself healthy, then clinical education can be addressed. So here if you see the pictures, the teachers are giving some idea how you can protect yourself from the different type of infection by wearing some kit. So if the students participate in a hand experiences, then not only they will develop their idea, rather they will try to keep safe from the different type of infection. And the laboratory use, you see easily, it is very clear for them. The laboratory is also is a kind of process where lot of idea can be concretized, and this concretized idea can also be transformed in an abstract form. So laboratory aspect is very important. If possible, if the students participate in different type of experiment, then definitely they will learn many things that is also there in the book. Apart from the bookish knowledge, they will develop their own knowledge. And in case of the social science subject, here the practicum also is there. If the students will participate in different type of practicum, different type of activities related things, then also they will learn. Research experiences also help the learner to get the proper idea in different field. Different type of research based activities if the students do, if someone is giving some plant like green plant, and another way the teachers is giving the plant of which color is not green, like euphorbia plant. And if sometimes the teachers is telling due to help of the green color plant can produce their food, the method is known as a photosynthesis. But when the teachers again address, like now I was talking like a green plant can produce their food, but what happened for the plant whose color is not green? Like euphorbia plant is like a red color, the leaf of the color is red, the stem is red. Then how come this plant produce their food? So in that case, they will try to get the problem in their mind and they will try to analyze and solve their problem. So that experience will be the research experience. They will come to know, yes, even if the plant is color is leaf color is green, red or yellow, but some components are there which is responsible to produce food in their body. Similarly, the community-based research also will be there. A different type of you see the collection of fruit, leaf in this case, and they will try to learn what the availability are there in their community, and what the medicinal values are there in the plant, or what type of animals are good for us. So different type of activities also can be conducted, and based on that hand-on experiences, we can generate among the learner's mind. Already I told you how the problem can be solved. And finally we can say like the field work. If we involve our students in different type of field work activities through excursion or through short tours, in that way not only they will enjoy their topic, not only you will the teachers will create joyful learning, rather the teachers will develop the knowledge, and that knowledge will be the permanent knowledge. So this is how the entire experiential learning can be done. And if you talk about the educational value, this you can see it's a help us to get the students to participate in different program, and so makes the learners reliable to the participants in a form of different type of activities. Eagerly they will participate and they will gather the ideas. It will help them, or it will motivate them to participate in different type of activities. And based on this participation, they will get lot of enthusiastic approach to do the another activity in their own life, and through these activities they will also gather the experiences. And this experience of learning already I spoke like how it is connecting the theoretical knowledge along with the practical knowledge, the bookish knowledge into the day-to-day life knowledge, content understanding to conceptual understanding. And here the it help to develop the engagement abilities among the learners along with the teachers. It will help to make a good bond. It will create a good bonding among the teachers and among the students along with peer as well. The good bond can be framed by this type of learning approaches. And I already told you like how this process help us to establish the knowledge in a permanent way. So this type of experiential learning help the learner to retain the information in a longer way. And how the things will occur, how the students will participate, and how the things will be done in superficial way. That skill also they will learn, and through this skill they will also inculcate different type of values in their life. So this is how we can say how the experience of learning is important in our teaching learning process. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity again. And now I'm just summing up this session.
Thank you, sir. You excellently highlighted and enlightened the experiential learning through your presentation. You exposed and illustrate each key point related to experiential learning. I think all the participators enrich their knowledge through this FDP. It is essential topic for every teacher to expose professional qualities and develop the teaching skills. Now, I would like to request, I would like to seek your permission. Shall we start question answer session, sir? Excuse me, sir. I seek your permission, sir. Shall we start question answer session? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Sir, shall we start question answer session, sir? Okay. So now I would like to hand over my place to my next anchor, Ms. Sweta Singh.
First of all, a very good morning, sir. Thank you for your valuable speech. So my first question is from Manish, sir. What is the difference between experiential learning and constructivism?
The constructive. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Ah. The experiential learning is a learning where the experience will be gathered from the different situation, and based on that situation, when the teachers or individual or any children or child will frame their idea to construct the new thing based on experiences. Based on experiences, when the individual will construct new thing, that things will be known as constructivism. Through the experiences what I gathered, and when I will transfer this experience in a new field, that things will be known as constructivism. That means construction of a new idea from the old idea.
Thank you, sir, for clearing the difference of experiential learning and constructivism. Now, the next question is from Neeraj sir. What distinguishes experiential learning from other types of learning?
Okay, so you see, there are different type of learning. Like uh, experienced learning is a kind of holistic approach where we can also incorporate like a role play activity, lab based activities, but in different type of learning where the students simply gather the knowledge through chalk and talk process. So if you engage the students by using the chalk and talk process, in that times only the teachers simply act as like a dominant component, where the teachers simply try to say what he is trying to deliver. In that case, the teachers never concern about the students knowledge, where the teachers simply delivered their knowledge by their own way, what he wanted to deliver. But in case of the experiential learning, where the teachers and the students both participate in a different way, and sometimes what the teachers will gather the experience or students will gather the experience based on this collaborative way, the new things can be framed. But in others type of learning or traditional learning, that type of opportunity is not there. So that's why experiential learning always healthy for the different type of subject where the subject concept is not clear. So in order to clarify or in order to develop the concrete idea, the teachers must follow the experiential learning.
Thank you, sir, for clearing the doubt about experiential learning from other types of learning. Now, the next question is by Poshali Basu. We have asked that how the trainee teacher developed their skills through experiential learning.
Okay. So now, according to the experience learning, like where the experience will be the prime aspect. Say, for example, like a B.Ed student, in case of the or in case of the teachers training program, we're also involving our students for the experiential learning. Say, for example, we are involving our students for case study. So when students are participating in case study related research, in that research, they are understanding how the case study can be done. So this is one aspect. Similarly, the students also are doing some action research, the based on different topic. When we are involving themselves for case study, action research, and they are writing the report. So before writing the report, not only they are working on a particular area, rather they are involving themselves how to connect with the sample, how to collect the data with the sample, because samples are not ready to provide their data, then how to collect the data, how to uh, you know uh, feed the data, and how to calculate, analyze, interpret, all these things that the student will learn. Basically our students who are in teachers training colleges, they are learning. And similarly, the good things is like during the pre-internship, they're also learning how to learn, because teachers training program, they are also learning how to learn, because they are going to the school, and from the school they are also learning how to observe, how to develop the skill. And similarly, the program, when they are involving in terms of like internship program, they are going to their school, and they're delivering their lesson, and based on lesson they're also trying to improve their different skill, like introductory skill or explanatory skill or illustrate with example, motivational skill or enforcement skill of blackboard use, skill of questioning, and skill of like teaching learning, skill of using the teaching learning material, how to close the lesson or how to summarize the lesson. Many things they are learning. So these learning when happening, and similarly we can also add like micro teaching. through micro teaching and simulation, they're also getting hand-on experiences. So these experiences also is like a real experiences, but in an artificial situation. So when they are facing artificial situation, but the things become real. So these reality also helping them to understand about the basic aspect what is required for the teachers and teachers training program. So this is how they can also develop their different type of skill.
Again, another question has been asked by Poshali Basu that is there is any difference between reflective learning and experiential learning?
See, experiential learning, what we are getting experience, and based on this experience, when we are applying, and when we are collecting, and after collecting knowledge, when we are delivering our knowledge before the different situation, that is known as reflective learning. Some example I can tell you, like suppose I'm telling, you are teaching dynamic, dynamo and motor. So in that case, you are teaching like how fan is moving. The fan is moving clockwise. So if the students will ask why the fan is not moving anti-clockwise. So one is you are understanding how the fan is moving clockwise. So this is called experiential learning, because a lot of armatures and internal aspect or structural features that you are learning how the motor is working. And when you are talking about like why the fan is not moving anti-clockwise, it means some things you have generated in your mind based on your earlier learning. It means that this is a kind of reflective learning. So here, this learning will help you to understand why the fan is not moving anti-clockwise. So this is also this is a kind of reflective approach through which we can also learn reflective learning.
Thank you, sir. I hope everyone's doubts have been cleared from today's session, and thank you, sir, for continuously solving each one of the doubts. Uh, and thank you for such a informative webinar and about experiential learning. We all are fortunate to have you, sir, in today's session. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, and I want to take permission that can I end this session? Thank you, sir.
Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir.